What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, another installment of the R32 prep restore process. So in the last video you saw how sad the R32 was. We actually just went and took it for a wash and cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't go over like 100% over everything, but I just cleaned it up pretty good, scrubbed the wheels down, scrubbed the paint down, and I'm actually pretty surprised because the paint is actually still pretty smooth from when I clayed this car a couple of years ago. I was expecting to have to reclay it again, but don't have to, so that's always good. It already looks a lot better than what it did before just by, you know, washing it. But we're going to take it to the next step. In this video we're going to do a little bit of compounding and polishing. Went to Harbor Freight, picked up ourselves a new orbital machine, gloves because we're professionals, premium microfibers, 2 sets of pads, a medium foam for the cutting, and then a finer one for the polishing. These will be the compounds that we will be using. They didn't have the matching cutting compound over there, so I ended up just getting this one. I figured it would do. It's a color and clarity restore as well. It won't cut it as aggressively as I need to, but this paint really isn't that bad, but you know, whatever. And then we got the Ultra Pro finishing polish, and then we'll probably finish it with a wax. I also got a bucket, and I got some other stuff for this project. I got some Entirety degreaser, glass cleaner, brake clean because I saw it, and then more McGuire's brake cleaner, and then also some pressure washer tips. So the plan is we're just going to do compound the whole thing and then, you know, follow it all the way around with the polish, and we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I didn't go nuts with the wash. I just wanted to get it clean because we're just going to be compounding the whole thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I just wanted to have a clean, dry surface, which we do. And then we're going to go over this thing, so without any further ado, wish us luck. This is really hard to do, but this is one last before. I really don't even know if this is going to show up on film or not. It's overcast today, cool, a little windy, so I mean you can't really see. There's not really too many defects to speak of, but like the paint is just like a little dull. So we're going to try and restore it the best that we can, but I just wanted to do a little before. I don't even know if this is going to show up on camera, but you get the idea. Alright, so first thing I just did it. I backed the car up, and then I took a microfiber rag and some quick detailer, and I just quick wiped the car off all the way around, like a little instant detail, whatever, just because we washed the car, but we were just driving it, so I wanted to make sure there was no loose rocks or debris or anything like that, just to get some debris and stuff off the car if there was any. That way when we're compounding and polishing and doing all that, there's no chance that we get little rocks into the pad and then, you know, creating some very, very big sadness while we're doing that. So, and already you could tell it already looks a lot better, I mean, just by doing that. Alright, so the first segment was done. I just did this whole quarter of the hood right now, and if you look closely, look at the reflection, you know, right around here of the house compared to over there. And this was just one pass, just the compound. You could see a little bit more clarity out of it. Like I said, this paint wasn't terrible because I have tried to take care of it over the years, but restored some depth and a little clarity to it, a little bit more reflection to it. And then you just wipe it off, clean microfiber, and there you go. Not much to it, just takes a little patience. Make sure to keep the machine pad nice and flat against the surface. Don't have it like tipped like this or anything like that. Just just wipe it down smooth. Don't put too much pressure on it, kind of let the pad do the work. And yeah, that's all there is to it. Now we just got the rest of the car to go. Alright, update time. So we've done hood, front bumper, driver's side fender, and this door now. So we got the quarter, the rear, the hood, and the other side to go yet, but I don't know if this will translate on camera or not, but I don't even know if you could see the reflection, but I was just sitting here taking a quick break, and I could tell that on the door side where I've already compounded, you could see a little bit more depth and reflection, as opposed to this side that you can't see jack shit on. You come over here, maybe this will do a little bit better. You can kind of see, I mean, silver's tough, but not so much, a little bit more. And just overall, I can tell by just sitting here looking at it that the stuff that I already did was a little bit more glossy and stuff now than the rest of it, where the rest of it just seems kind of dull. All right, update time. The sun is now there. It was over here somewhere, so some time has gone by, and as you can see, we're running out of light, but we are done with the first step. All the way over the car, went over everything. It looks pretty good. I really don't know if it looks any better on camera or not, but the paint definitely has more depth, more gloss, and is overall a lot smoother in comparison. It was smooth before, but now it is definitely a lot smoother to the touch. You can definitely notice a difference. I would say it has a little bit more shine, but it's kind of hard to tell in the light. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day for this as far as seeing the results up close, but this is just the compound. So next we're going to move on to the polish. I think that step will take far less time, but that'll be next. So we're going to switch out from the green pad to the yellow pad, which is over there in the bucket, and move on. Here we go. Well, update time. We're almost out of light here, but we're all finished with the polish. I definitely ran around the car a lot quicker with that step instead of with the compound, because the compound you got to kind of work in and really kind of take your time. Not too much pressure, but just a lot of overlapping passes, whereas with this it's kind of the same, but you just can go about it a little quicker. It's not as in-depth, but it's really unsatisfying on camera. I can tell by just looking through the viewfinder, but it is done. I did go over everything again. It's just, maybe it'll show, I don't know, I doubt it. Today's just not a great day because it's just overcast, not any direct light. In the next couple of videos, you know, once we, you know, get closer to the show and get it really cleaned up nice and everything, you'll definitely be able to tell. But the paint, I could just tell, although it may not look a ton different, looking at it up close in person, it definitely has more depth, a little more clarity, even though the paint was fairly clear prior. A little bit more clarity and a little bit more gloss. I'm hoping when it gets a little bit nicer and sunnier out, that'll definitely show a little bit more. It'll definitely look a little bit more clean. And then I'm going to do other things, obviously, like go over the wheels really well, tire shine and shit like that. Bring out, you know, kind of make it pop a little bit more. But that part is done. Definitely a lot smoother. It should bead water nicely, you know, when we wash it or when it rains and stuff. So not going for perfect. This is a 20-year-old car and has a lot of imperfections, as you can see. Little dings and dents and rock chips, but we're just looking for better. I am by no means a professional detailer. I'm just a guy that detailed cars years ago and just decided that we were going to polish this thing up, compound and polish it up. It came out pretty good, so I'm happy with it. Just doing the basics, just the basics. So anyway, all right, next for the end of this video, this is what we got. We got some flat LED bulbs that we're going to toss into the side markers there on the front bumpers. Just again to make it a little feel and look a little bit more modern. You know, get the halogens out of there. Hopefully these fit. I'm not 100% sure if these are going to fit or not, but they're the same style. That's a 194 bulb in there. So this is a 194 style LED. So hopefully it just slides right in there and just make it, you know, look a little bit more modern. And then along with that, we have some LED reverse lights, reverse light bulbs. So we're going to toss them in. I got 3 of these here because to put 2 in and then have 1 extra in a glove box. These were only sold in pairs, so I only got 2 of those, but hopefully they should be fine. Anyway, let's get them tossed in. So this is what we got for the stock 194 style, and then around the back, these are obviously what our stock reverse lights look like. Nothing fancy, but I already have the LED plate lights and stuff, so we're just gonna kind of tie it all together. I have HIDs in the low beams and high beams, and then I have dual turns here. I mean, not high beams, these running lights. High beams are yellow, but they're bulbs, they're halogen. These are like LED running lights or whatever. So we're gonna kind of tie in the look there a little bit more. You know, just make it look and feel a little bit more modern. All right, in case anybody wants to know, I already did the LEDs up front on the side markers, but I'm gonna come over here. I already did this side for the reverse light LEDs, but in case anybody wants to know, to access your bulb trays and get to your reverse lights, it's obviously when you pull out the bulb tray, you're gonna want the lower inside most. So you just turn this little knob here up, and this just pulls away. That way you can gain access to your bulb tray. There's 2 little clips that you gotta pinch. This one, I don't even know if you can see it. One right here and one right here. You just pinch your hand together. That would free the bulb tray. Here it comes out. Just gonna have to sneak it around. And then obviously again, we want the lowermost inside one. There's not a ton of wire. I don't need to unplug it, so I'm not going to, but you just push the reverse bulb in and turn it counterclockwise. Comes out. Here's our fancy new one. LEDs on all sides, and they got 2 on the top there. So you just find the little pins right there on the bulb, line it up with the slots on the bulb tray, push it in, and then turn it clockwise until it snugs in there. Now it's in, won't come out. Now we just reinstall in reverse order, sneak it into the back of the tail light. There we go. Gotta get the seat in there. So here it's snap in, clip in. So this little interior piece, lock that back in. All right. Let's check all these bulbs out. We got the car in reverse. Turn those lights on. Where's the key? I'll put it up here. Power on. Nice. I like that. Look at those. Gives it a nice clean look. Definitely a lot brighter. Here are the side markers. LED. That's just a lot more. Same on this side. Nice. All right. Quiet. Okay. There you go. There you have it. I'm tired. I gotta put all this stuff away, get cleaned up. But I'm definitely happy with today's progress thus far. I mean, you saw the very first video, which, if you made it this far into this video, that first video I shot in this series was earlier today, so I wanted to get this started. This is the second episode in the series, but I don't know how many there'll be, but it's getting this car ready. Little things. We still got a lot to do, but put a little dent in it for sure today. Happy with the outcome. Tell me, what are your thoughts? You like it? You like where I'm going with it? Can you kind of see the final project? I'm not going for perfect, I'm just looking for presentable, in my opinion. Looking for nice. Something you'd want to bring down to a show. Get it cleaned up. Get it ready to roll. We'll do some mechanical stuff. Gotta get it inspected. Might need a CV boot. I forget what side. It's one of the rear axles. Oil change. Gotta put motor mounts in it. Got some stuff to do. Paint those lower grills. A lot of stuff. Real men wear Crocs. Alright guys, so I lied. It is now the next day, obviously, but we do have some sun this morning, so I want to do a quick walk around and show you kind of yesterday's results a little bit better in the sun. As you can see, looks pretty good. Again, we didn't go nuts with it. I didn't really clean the wheels 100%. I just kind of washed them off. Didn't do any tire shiner or the windows or nothing like that. But just looking at the paint, you can see a lot more of the metallic. And just overall, looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. A little chilly today, but it's alright. Get a good idea of what it looks like. Oh, missed a spot right there. Yeah, you can't see shit on this side. What's up, girl? Look at that. Pretty good. Alright, that's all I got.